To align with the people on the earth, we'd like to suggest 3 questions. Number 1, in verse 3. And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, each different from the other. What could 4 great beasts represent? And what can we learn from those possible views? Question 2. In verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, exceedingly strong. It had a huge iron teeth. It was devouring, breaking in pieces, and trampling the residue with its feet. It was different from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. What does it mean? Question 3, in verse 11. I watched then because of the sound of the pompous words, or great words, which the horn was speaking. I watched till the beast was slain, and its body destroyed and given to the burning flame. What does it mean? And why was it given to the burning flame? In the last chapter 5 of Daniel, we saw the kings of Babylon Empire, Nebuchadnezzar, Nabonidus, and Belshazzar. The last king of Babylon was slain and conquered in 536 before Christ by Darius the Mede, the king of Middle Persia Empire. Here, the Middle word, the adjective form, comes from Mede. In today Iran, Elam was the southwest area, while Media was in the northwest area. Medes were the people in Media. Persians were the people in all the other areas. So in the Bible, Middle Persian Empire was established by the Medes and Persians. So, who ruled 2 years? So here, Belshazzar ruled just 2 years, followed by Cyrus the king. In Daniel chapter 5, verse 30-31, that very night Belshazzar, king of Chaldeans, or king of Babylonians, was slain, and Darius the Medes, the king of Middle Persia, received the kingdom, being about 62 years old. Babylonian captivity, first captivity occurred 606 before Christ. That time Daniel and Daniel's friends and others were carried away into Babylon. Second captivity occurred 597 before Christ. That time Ezekiel and others were carried away in Babylon. Last captivity, that time the fall of Judah, 586 before Christ, Babylon fully conquered Judah. In the time of this chapter 7, Daniel was over 60 years old. Over 88 in the event of the den of lions in the last chapter 6. So verse 1, in the first year, Belshazzar, king of Babylon, so before he was slain by Darius the Mede, Daniel had a dream and visions. Daniel had visions in a dream over his head while on his bed or while he was sleeping. Then he wrote down the dream, telling the main facts, material facts. Verse 2, Daniel spoke, saying, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds. Winds are such as hurricane, tornado, typhoon, and so on. So a lot of troubles, like words, occur. 4 ways, 4 winds. Heaven, over heaven, was stirring up the great sea. Sea is a symbol of peoples or nations. Revelation chapter 17, verse 15. Then he said to me, angel said to John the Apostle, the waters which you saw where the harlot sits are peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. So sea is a symbol of peoples and nations. And verse 3, and 4 great beasts came up from the sea. So 4 great beasts came up from the people, from the nations, each different from the other. So we already observed the 4 beasts. The first one is a lion, second one is a bear, third one is a leopard, fourth one is a huge iron teeth, and the coming is 10 horns. It's similar to Nebuchadnezzar's dream. First is gold, head gold, then chest silver, then belly bronze, then feet iron, and producing 10 toes of iron and clay. Daniel chapter 2, verse 32, 33. The image of a head, Nebuchadnezzar's dream, was of fine gold, its chest and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, its legs of iron, its feet partly of iron and partly of clay. Please note that a prophecy is never completely and fully understood until it is completely fulfilled. So a view about a prophecy is not final. Therefore, we should look at it openly. Majority view here, lion, symbol of Babylon, bear, symbol of Middle Persia, and leopard, symbol of Greece, and the last one is the first beast with huge iron teeth, symbol of Rome, and coming is 10 horns, symbol of European community. But minority view, a little different, is lion, symbol of Great Britain, bear, symbol of Russia, and the leopard, symbol of a federation of Muslim nations, but last one same, Rome, and coming federated nations. Also, this is similar to Revelation chapter 13, verse 2, John Apostle's vision. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. His feet was like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon, here different dragon, gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. Dragon is a symbol of devil. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. So here, the great dragon was cast out, the serpent of old, called the devil and Satan. The great dragon, Satan, the head of devils, who deceives the whole world. He was cast to the earth, and his angels his devils were cast out with him. So now, verse 4, the first was like a lion and had eagle's wing, so which meaning Babylon's swift conquering representation, eagle wings. I watched the tail, its wings were plucked off. So Daniel watched Babylon was conquered by Middle Persia. It was lifted up from the earth and made to stand on 2 feet like a man, and a man's heart was given to it. Then verse 5, And suddenly another beast, a second, like a bear, it was raised up on one side and had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. Medo-Persian conquering 3 major enemies. And they said this to it, arise, devour much flesh. Then verse 6, after this I looked, and there was another like leopard, which had on its back 4 wings of a bird. 4 is representation of 4 generals. Wings of a bird, swift speed to conquer representation. So in history, Alexander the Great conquering for only 4 years, 334 to 330 before Christ. The beast also had 4 heads, which means 4 divisions of the Greek Empire after Alexander's death: Asia Minor, Syria, Egypt, and Macedonia. Dominion was given to it. So each general ruled each area. Verse 7, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, like a robot, dreadful and terrible, exceedingly strong. It had huge iron teeth, similar to iron metal of Nebuchadnezzar's dream, Rome Empire. Exceedingly strong, it had a huge iron teeth. It was devouring, breaking in pieces, how to conquer the world, and trampling the residue with its feet. It was different from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns, similar to 10 toes of Nebuchadnezzar's dream. 10 federated kings, or 10 federated nations in the last day out of Rome, possibly European community. Revelation chapter 17 verse 12 is similar vision to John's vision. The 10 horns which you saw are 10 kings who have received no kingdom as yet, but they receive authority or power for 1 hour as kings with the beasts. Then verse 8, I was considering the horns, and there was another horn, a little one, that's the 11th horn, replaced with the 3 horns by force, coming up among them, before whom 3 of the first horns were plucked out by the roots. And there in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things or pompous words. So, in other words, big mouth, like Antichrist, named as beast, son of perdition, man of sin. John chapter 17, verse 12. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in your name. Those whom you gave me I have kept, and none of them is lost, except the son of perdition, that scripture might be fulfilled, as Jesus said. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first, and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition. So, verse 9, I watched till thrones were put in place, and the Ancient of Days, as we sang songs, that is God the Father, was seated. His garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head was like a pure wool. His throne was a fiery flame, its wheels a burning fire. It described the majesty of God, similar to majesty of Jesus. Revelation chapter 1, verses 14, 15. His head and hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes like a flame of fire. His feet were like a fine brass, as if refined in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. Then verse 10, a fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. 1,000 thousands, that's a millions. So because 1,000 times 1,000 is a million, therefore millions ministered to him, to God. 10,000 times 10,000, that is 100 million, similar to John's vision in heaven, Revelation chapter 5, verse 11. Then I looked, and I heard the voice of many angels around the throne, the living creatures, and the elders, and the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000, and thousands of thousands. Stood before him, the court was seated, and the book were opened. That's described in heaven. Verse 11, I watched them because of the sound of the pompous or great words which the horn was speaking. The 11th horn, or little horn, Antichrist, as we discussed it in verse 8. So was speaking, the beast was slain. The beast with the 11th horn was slain. That is, Rome Empire falls. Its body destroyed and given to the burning fire. So here, burning flame, that's Gehenna. Gehenna is, in general, hell. Hebrew word Sheol, Greek word Hades. So then it has two types. Number one, abuso, the Greek word, a bottomless pit. That is a temporal incarceration place of an evil spirit. And second type, Gehenna, the Greek word, fire hell, or the lake of fire, which is an internal incarceration place of an evil spirit. So here, the beast, Antichrist, destroyed into the burning flame. So eternal destroying, incarceration place of an evil spirit right here. Revelation chapter 19, verse 20, Jesus coming again on the earth in Armageddon war between earthly kingdoms and God. Then the beast was captured, and with him the false prophet who worked signs or miracles in his presence, by which he deceived those who received the mark of the beast and those who worshipped his image. These two were cast alive into the lake of fire, in other words, Gehenna, or fire hell, eternal, destroy, incarceration place, burning with brimstone. God created all the earth, and so God is the owner of all the earth. God gave its dominion or control privilege to Adam. But Adam was tempted by Satan to eat the forbidden fruit, forfeiting its control to Satan. Jesus came to the earth in order to redeem the world back to God, paying the price of redemption with blood through resurrection. But still, Satan is controlling the world. That's why Jesus called Satan the prince of the world, or the ruler of the world, 3 times in the New Testament time. Thus, Jesus is coming again on the earth for full redeeming the world back to God by establishing the millennium kingdom. Relevant Bible verses, Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. Now therefore, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be a special treasure to me above all people. For all the earth is mine. Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. Then God blessed them, Adam and Eve, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, have a dominion or control, privilege over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living creature that move on the earth. Romans chapter 6, verse 16. Adam was deceived and tempted by Satan. Do you not know that to whom you present yourselves slaves to obey, you are that once slaves whom you obey, whether over sin leading to death or over obedience leading to righteousness. Matthew chapter 4, verses 8 to 9, the Satan told to Jesus the 3rd time temptation test. The devil took Jesus up on an exceedingly high mountain and showed him all the kingdom of the world and their glory. And he said to Jesus, all these things I will give you if you will fall down and worship me. Unless Satan controlled the world, he could not say. Jesus never talked back against Satan's words. Also, Jesus, 3 times in the New Testament time, the world is ruled by Satan. That's what the prince of the world. John chapter 12, 31. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. John chapter 16, verse 11. Of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged. John chapter 14, verses 30, 31. Hereafter I will not talk much with you, for the prince of this world comes and has nothing in me, but that the world may know that I love the Father, and as the Father gave me commandments, even so I do. Arise, let us go hence. Verse 12. As for the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away. So after the rest of beasts is lion, bear, leopard. That is lion, Babylon, today Iraq. Bear, Middle Persia, today Iran. Leopard, Greece, today Greece too. So they had their dominion taken away. Their great power as empires are taken away. Yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time, stayed for a period of time until today. They still exist, but no longer powerful empires. Let's see each question. Here, question 1 in verse 3. And 4 great beasts came out from the sea, each different from the other. What could 4 great beasts represent? The 4 great beasts represent, in the majority view, lion, Babylon, bear, Middle Persia, leopard, Greece, and a 4th beast with huge iron teeth, Rome, and its 10 horns European community. And in minority view, lion, Great Britain; bear, Russia; leopard, a federation of Muslim nations; and the fourth beast and its horns, same as the majority view. From these possible views, we can learn that a prophecy is never completely, fully understood until it is completely fulfilled. So a view about a prophecy is not final. Therefore, we should look at it openly. Question 2, in verse 7. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful or fearful and terrible, exceedingly strong. It had a huge iron teeth. It was devouring, breaking in pieces, and trampling to residue with its feet. It was different from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. What does it mean? In verse 7, the first beast, who had huge iron teeth similar to the iron metal of Nebuchadnezzar's dream, represents Rome Empire. The phrase of devouring and breaking in pieces shows how to conquer the world. The 10 horns is similar to 10 toes, Nebuchadnezzar's dream. The 10 federated kings of nations in the last day out of Rome, possibly European community representative. Question 3. In verse 11, I watched them because of the sound of the pompous words which the horn was speaking. I watched till the beast was slain and its body destroyed and given to the burning flame. What does it mean? And why was it given to the burning flame? In verse 11, the 11th horn, or a little horn in verse 8, which replaced the first 3 horns of 10 horns, represents the Antichrist. The beast with the 11th horn was slain. That is, Rome Empire falls. Its destroyed body was given to the burning flame, which is Gehenna, or the lake of fire, which is the eternal incarceration place of an evil spirit. Because Satan, the prince of the world, is controlling this world, forfeited by Adam, and Jesus cast the beast into the lake of fire burning with brimstone in Revelation chapter 19 verse 20 in Armageddon world, before establishing millennium kingdom in order to redeem this world back to God in full. Let's sing song all together on bulletin. This online word for global crusade in effect develops from sermon into spiritual transformation.